Yo, what is up, these welcome to Game Time. I'm going to be doing part one of what if Deku had the Giki Giki no me. So basically so we're going to start this what if in 3, 2, 1, take off.
Nate, go yard.
Stay with me, low. Yeah, you know that I'm your man. You be capping like a snitch, no. No stabs, new Ventos, new guac, new bands, new wig, new chips, new kicks. Jackie Chan, that she bad. No bad, I just hit another lick and she be counting.
So the idea of Deku actually having the the Giki Giki no Mi, is going to be really unexpected. So we start as Deku is at the entrance exam. Yes, this is how we're going to be doing it. As he's running, and let's just say, unlike in the canon story, one robot is specifically aiming for Deku for a weird reason. No one knows. As it's about to bring its hand and smash it right on Deku, Deku then puts his hands right in front of him, being scared. As then, he says, it's like he tries to, he's wiggling his hands right in front of him, as the robot is then thrown aside. The robot's arm is then thrown into a building, destroying that building. As Deku is in shock, metal then starts to chunk around Deku's hand as he does not know what's happening, but he decides to use his chance. As Deku starts to spin around in a circle, he smashes against the robot's foot. The robot then falls right onto the ground as it is destroyed. Now this particular robot, there's only 2 of it in the entrance exam, gives 14 points. So now Deku has 14 points, and let's just say he saved another student, so now he has 14 hero points too, which gives him 28 points. As Deku, not knowing what he's doing, does this to his second robot, but then he runs out of time. Then it's time to save Uraka. He jumps up, and when he's jumping up, he sees that he just jumped in the air with unhuman speeds or unhuman strength. As magnets, metal scraps then start to come around his arm, as he just smashes right into the robot. No, not what if Deku had the Giki Giki no Mi. What if Deku had magnet powers? Because now I'm thinking about this and I'm like, yeah, he didn't eat no devil fruit, so yeah. As Deku is Deku's not gonna have a weakness to water. As he punches this robot out of the park, Deku is then left with, wait, let me calculate this. 84. Deku is then left with about 92 points in all. No, let's just say 95 points in all. Yeah, he's then left with 95 points in all and 60 hero points. Deku goes back home to try and figure out what he just used. As All Might confronts Deku about this, saying, asking him if he lied. As Deku said no. As Deku and All Might are now trying to figure out what his quirk is, as I think it took like a week for them to So All Might is training Deku. They get a grasp on how his magnet quirk works. As Deku puts his hand in front of, he has a couple of spoons and stuff, and a couple of magnetic things, like a couple of toy cars, Hot Wheels, all that good stuff. As he uses them, and he just picks them up. As soon as he sees this, he tells his mom about it. And his mom, him, and All Might then start to discuss a plan. I know this is kind of weird, but we're just going to make this happen. And then start to discuss a plan about what Deku's suit is going to be like. So let me explain how Deku's suit is going to be like. So his suit is kind of going to have, he puts on a mask, and it can kind of sense where people are. And his suit is also kind of like a booster. So, it boosts his quirk strength. Kind of like a raid suit, if y'all know what I mean. And as a matter of fact, Deku's suit is put inside of a. I know this is gonna sound weird, but it's like. Okay, so it's a badge. So if he ever wants to turn it on, he just slaps the badge on his chest and, well, boom, the suit's on him. As Deku suits has enhancements, super strength, super speed, basically not really anything crazy. And let's say if you were to punch him, he would only take 50% of, no, he'd only take 25% of the damage. Yeah, so a suit reduces 75% punch length. So and it also increases his magnetic powers. So with his suit on, he can lift up more stuff. But that suit's not gonna be finished until like when they get their suits. So we then go to the first day of class. As Deku's sitting in class, Bakugo is saying, "How did you get here, you nerd?" And Ida does this entire thing with Deku greeting Ida. We then get to the point where Aizawa, he comes in, or Akashi acts orientation. As I said, his big speech. As they didn't get to the throwing contest. As Deku, since the ball has a little bit of a magnetic field, the ball, it looks like he's holding it in his hands, but he's actually kind of surfacing it above his hand. As Deku then throws the ball, as he uses some of his magnetic field to give it a little push, as the ball actually goes about Baku goes on like 800, 700 something meters. The ball goes about 400 meters. As when Deku does the running portion of the exam, this one's kind of weird, because I'll just explain. So Deku, he just runs, but what he does is, since they have magnetic trackers, what he does is he kind of uses their magnetic field to pull him while he's running, which makes him go faster slightly. So Deku actually clocks in at a speed of about 4.72. But I do not understand. I have to watch My Hero Academia or read those. I'd rather read the chapters over again, because watching My Hero Academia again is like torture. It's like stupid. As we then see, as Deku, he gets his test. Deku actually places 14th in the class, which is pretty decent, so nobody really has their eyes on Deku. We then skip to the next day, as well, it's time for the USJ. The fights. It's time for the fights. As when Deku gets his costume, he's psyched, knowing all of its abilities. Deku's costume looks exactly like this, but we're gonna say Deku puts his mask on, and he puts his top mask on too, which kind of looks cool, I guess. As Deku, when he sees when he sees Bakugo, he's a little, but he has a little bit more confidence because he knows that he's going to go into this fight and have a higher chance of beating Bakugo. Now, this kind of is irrelevant, but Deku can use 5% of One for All, because of the suit boost enhancements. Yeah, so the suit looks exactly like how it looks right here. As Deku then goes running, so Deku has to drink a lot of water to keep his iron up, so his iron doesn't get low. So, just letting y'all know that. He has to drink a lot of water because his quirk consumes a lot of his iron. But yeah, let's just put it to that. A lot of iron and calories. So Deku, he can't really do anything because there's no scrap for him to pick up. He can just completely disassemble the walls, but that's not something he wants to do because then he'll automatically get caught on where he is. But he knows that the suit has physical enhancements. As Deku's running, as Uraraka's like, Deku, slow down. As Deku just goes back, picks up Uraraka. As Deku, he's running through, the building. As he's skipping corners and everything, Bakugo then catches a glimpse of Deku as he goes puffing off over to where Deku is. Deku then jumps on the walls as he bounces, trying to make his escape getaway faster. As Uraraka just touches one of the walls, as Deku punches on two of the walls in the ceiling, kind of making them collapse. As then Uraraka then makes them weightless, as they then go smashing into Bakugo, which makes no sense, but hey, story-wise it does. As Bakugo just explodes these out of his face, Deku turns around as he says, he tells Uraraka to go upstairs to try and intercept the bomb. And then Kachan then goes up to Deku as he says, so I heard you got a quirk. It's nothing compared to mine. As he then boosts off to Deku, exploding the explosion right in his face. As he's kind of beating up Deku. Deku's gotten like 2 punches in, but that's not going to do anything against Bakugo. As it seems like Bakugo's going to kill Deku. Deku then puts his hand right, Bakugo, he let go of Deku. Deku then puts his hand right in front of Bakugo's face, and Bakugo says, you stupid idiot, looking down on me! As Deku turned his hand around, and then he sticks the bird up at Kachan, saying F you, Kachan. As then iron then starts to come as it smashes right into Kachan. As Deku moves out of the way, as Kachan's been sent flying right into the wall, straight through one of the walls. As Deku then uses his iron and puts it on Kachan, in a way that it's gonna be hard for him to get out. As Deku then starts to go running, as he catches up with Uraraka, who has now been intercepted by Ida. As Ida's trying to find her, Deku says, it's time for me to try something new. As he then puts his hand right in front of him, and he started to get pulled right over to the rocket as Ida sees this at the last second, but as soon as he lets his guard down on Ochako touches Ida, which makes Ida slam up to the ceiling as Deku grabs the rocket, and they say team blah 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 wins. And actually Deku is no, he wouldn't technically be the MVP, but Ochako would be the MVP. It's a weird thing, but Ida wouldn't necessarily be the MVP here because he let his guard down, and Ochako did everything she was supposed to. So it's weird, but Ochako beat Ida by the string of a hair. As Bakugo was mad, as we then skip to the next week or so, as they're about to go to the USJ, they bring their costumes and all. The only reason why they really bring their costumes was because Deku begging Aizawa because he knows that his costume's the only thing. But who gives a crap? As we then skip to when the villains come, as they're beating up the USJ, Aizawa's beating them up as well. As when they're about to evacuate the guy, he circles them and brings them to their identical spots. As then Deku sees his surroundings with Mineta and all. They just Mineta throws his sticky bombs into the water, and Deku, he's like, crap, I didn't drink enough water, but luckily he sees water, a jug of water on the ship, as he just gulps that down, about half of it though. Speaking about water, I need to drink water myself. Let me go get that right now. Dang it, I barely got any in my jug. Y'all remember to drink water. So refreshing. Oh, I'm gonna have to refill this. And we're done. As we then see, as Deku is looking out like a couple of villages, he sees they got armor on him, and they come to the same perception as earlier. As Deku rips off all the armor off of the villains, and then he creates like one metal arm, like one metal giant arm with the armor. Now it's not like a giant arm. It's about like it's not even as big as All Might. But you know what Kid does with his metal arms? Yeah, he does that. Deku also uses part of the boat to make like some more metal arms. As he has a plan, he then shapes the boat into like a weird figured dinosaur. As when what's his name is getting beat up, Deku controls the dinosaurs. The dinosaur's in the sky, and then he just brings it down right at Nomu. And the Nomu lets go of Aizawa, as then the thing then disfigures into kind of like a hammer, as Deku then sends it right at the Nomu. As the Nomu puts its hands out, as the hammer then smashes into the Nomu's hand, sending it right into a wall. As Deku just disfigures the thing, as he sets the iron up like bars to hold the Nomu, as all you can visibly see is the Nomu's head is trying to get out. Deku then creates one of the bars and he stabs it into the Nomu's brain, but this doesn't fully kill the Nomu. As the Nomu is starting to regenerate, even though the thing is in its brain, it regenerates everything, but the pole is still stuck in its brain. As he cannot move, Deku is tending to Aizawa's wounds. Not like he's looking after Aizawa, as he puts Aizawa, Mineta, and what's their name on like a metal plate so they can go back up. Aizawa says, "Deku, be careful." As Deku says, "Yes, Sensei." As he then uses. Okay, so in Deku's, because I'm just talking foolishness at this point. In Deku's arm or something like that, he has like ropes, kind of like Black Whip, that come out of his suit. It's weird. We then see as Shigaraki rushes over to where the Nomu is, as he tries to start to dissipate the iron. Deku then is about to smash. Deku then smashes a metal chunk into Shigaraki, which makes him fall on his back, and then is sucked up by Kurogiri's Mist Portal, which sends him right where the Nomu is. Now the Nomu, since Deku let his guard down, the Nomu is now fully out. As Ethan tries to smash on Deku, but Deku creates like armor to protect himself. As he uses this as a shield. As the Nomu keeps banging on it, his right when his shield is about to break, we then see as out of nowhere, All Might then comes. As All Might says, "I am here," as he rushes over to the Nomu, and he just punches the Nomu right in the face. As Deku says, "Hey, All Might," as he uses all the metal that he has and he gives it to All Might. As he said, he puts this around All Might's arms, and they're kind of like hammers. As he says, "All Might, now finish him off." No. What he does is he creates a hammer, a metal hammer. As he says, "All Might, finish them off." As he then starts to run off. As All Might then gets into a battle with the Nomu, as he's smashing like high stuff into the Nomu. Like he's just smashing that hammer on the Nomu. As he's actually kind of beating the Nomu, but then the Nomu, they didn't play dirty. Shigaraki, Kurogiri, as they all gang up on All Might, and All Might is now coughing blood out of his mouth. As he says, I need more water. As he then says, oh, crap. This predicament I'm in. As Deku, he's panting as he says, at this rate, I don't even think I'll be able to lift up a, dang it. I was just about to say something real cool. As Deku just says, at this rate, I don't even think I'll be able to lift up a metal car. As Deku takes like water out of his pouch, as this water bottle is like half water bottle. As while All Might's getting beaten up, he then says, I can't let him die. As he then drinks the rest of the water, and he then picks up like a magnet pole. He then bends it to his will and makes it sharp. As he then sends it flying right at the Nomu, as it pierces through the Nomu's chest. As Deku then comes up with more ideas, as he then gets 2 more rods and he stabs one side of the Nomu's leg and then the other inside of the Nomu's throat. As All Might then says, smash! As he then like uppercuts the living fuck out of the Nomu. As the Nomu sent straight through a building all the way up into the sky. As for some reason, I don't know why, but Deku, he wants that metal back. As he then starts to pull the Nomu all the way down. As like All Might and Kurogiri, they've already escaped. But then All Might is like, let me try this one out. Idaho. Smash! As he then smashes the Nomu right in its face, sending it sideways through not a couple of buildings, but through the U.S.J. building and through a couple of cars and smashing right into a building. As the Nomu is probably dead by now. As he then goes back and all the heroes arrive, as Cementox, let's just say he's a little late. I'm just trying to flex up Deku. As then Deku then puts like a lot of iron in front of All Might. As this just protects All Might. As we then skip to later, Deku's in the hospital because he passed out. He wasn't drinking enough water. And his mom's there, the rest of the class is there. As Deku wakes up and he says, huh? As Inko says, my baby. As it's just good. Deku's okay. And well, sadly, this is the end of the story. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends on social media platforms. This is going to be my new reoccurring if it doesn't get the views I like, then it's not. But if it does, this is going to be my new reoccurring series on the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends on social media platforms. YouTube, what do we say? We out. Peace. Peace.